Hi guys, welcome back to Professional Tutoring. Today we're going to look into the upper and lower bounds, the type of questions that can come up in exams. For those of you who came to my crash course, you saw that you can have easy type of questions that are 1 mark each, or they can make them slightly more difficult, coming towards the end of the paper, and they're worth a bit more marks. But we'll have a look at both today. Now with upper bounds and lower bounds, what they're asking for is a maximum limit and a minimal limit. So for example, if I have a CD and its diameter is 12 centimeters to the nearest centimeter, they will ask you what is the lower bound and what is the upper bound. Now to the nearest centimeter, that means to the nearest whole 1 centimeter. So either way, my margin of error, meaning I can go this way, decrease by 0.5, or I can increase by 0.5. So therefore my margin of error will be 12 minus 0.5, which is 11.5, or 12.5. So my lowest value, my lower bound will be 11.5, my upper bound will be 12.5. Okay, so now that is because we have 1 centimeter, you have to divide it by 2. But what, for example, if we have 6.2, if we have, say, something weighs 6.2 grams to the nearest 0.1 gram, so now we have to the nearest the nearest 0.1 grams. So again, you have to do 0.1 divided by 2, because the error can be both ways. So it could be some points less or some points more. So if you do 0.1 divided by 2, that would be 0.05. So therefore I'm allowed to go, my lower bound will be 6.2 minus 0.05, or it will be 6.2 plus 0.05, in each case will be 6.15 or 6.25. So the key thing is to see what are they asking you. Is it to the nearest 1 centimeter or 1 gram, or is it to the nearest 0.1 gram? In either case you divide by 2 and subtract or add to get your minimal or maximum values. Now they can also ask you, let's say a fence is 330 meters, to the nearest 10 meters, okay, to the nearest 10 meters. So again, what I do, I divide it by 2, so therefore my margin of error can be 5 meters each way. Alright, so in which case the lower value will be 325 or the upper value will be 335. So it's important that you know this. So to the nearest centimeter you divide by 2, so you got 0.5 down or 0.5 up. To the nearest 0.1 you divide by 2, so it's 0.05 down or 0.05 up, and 10 meters you divide by 2, so it's 5 meters down or 5 meters up. So let's have a look at an exam question. Okay, so these are the more easier ones. So it says the length of a line is 63 centimeters, correct to the nearest centimeter, so that's 1. Write down the least possible value. So the least possible value in this case will be 62.5, because this nearest centimeter here is dividing it by 2. It's asking you for the least, so it is 63 minus 0.5. The greatest possible value, you have to do 63 plus 0.5, which is 63.5 centimeters. So again, these are the easier type of questions for this topic. Now for a 3 mark question, this is slightly more difficult, plus it comes towards the end of the paper. we've got Steve measures the length and the width of a rectangle. He measures the length to be 645 millimeters. Correct to the nearest 5 millimeters. So therefore, first thing you need to do is 5 divided by 2, which will be 2.5. So that's what I like to call a margin of error. It can be 2.5 millimeters down or 2.5 millimeters up. Right, he measured the width to be 400 millimeters, correct to the nearest 5 millimeters. Calculate the lower bound for the area of this rectangle. So draw out your rectangle. So the lower bound it needs. So we need to work out the lower bound for this. Which, if you want, pause the video now, and then you can have a go at it, and then come back and see whether you at least got the right measurements. Right, so your lower bound should have been 642.5. And your width should have been, let me just cross this out. .5, and the area of a rectangle, which you should know, is just type that length times the width. So you have 642.5 times 397.5. And then that will give you 255,393.75. And again, it asks you for 3 significant figures, so I just take out the 3 significant figures, and the rest will be 0. Okay. Like I said, any further questions, please feel free to email me or contact me via YouTube. Email me at info@protutor.co.uk. Thanks for watching.